Well, it's been a little over 3 years since 3 football players were killed and 2 others were hurt in a shooting on UVA's grounds. It happened on a bus as the students were coming back from a field trip. Today's sentencing began for Christopher Jones Jr., who pleaded guilty to multiple first-degree murder charges. WDBJ 7's Layla Mitchell is in Charlottesville as the courtroom heard emotional first-hand testimony of that day back in 2022.
Yeah, it was a full courtroom as sentencing began for Christopher Jones, and the process for the sentencing is expected to last all week. So you can kind of look at it like a mini trial, essentially, where the survivors, the victims, and people who were on the bus at the time are able to describe what the impact of that incident has had on them. But they were not allowed to address Christopher Jones directly. Now, the Commonwealth also walked through the steps of what happened during the case, which was extremely emotional and intense. The Commonwealth opened by calling the November 22 shooting unfathomable harm, reminding the court that 3 UVA football players, Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry, were killed and 2 others were wounded. They say Jones acted deliberately, changed clothes afterward, and had additional firearms stored in his dorm. The defense said Jones's actions were tied to lifelong trauma, abuse, and poverty, and paranoia he developed in 2022, saying he believed he was being, quote, set up the night of the shooting. The state's first witnesses were 2 UVA alumna who described the class trip as one of the best days of their lives right up until the gunfire changed everything. She called 911 that night, and that call was played in court. It was chaotic, emotional, and difficult to hear. The second alumna that testified said that when she realized what was happening on that bus, she hid because she, quote, did not want to die. Both said the trauma still affects them. Loud pops, buses. We also heard from Mike Holland's mother. Mike was a student who was wounded on the bus but survived, and she testified about her survivor's guilt and the hypervigilance. And then we heard from Mike Hollins himself, who testified that no one harassed Jones that night, no one bullied him on the bus that day. He said the emotional pain and daily reminders are worse than the physical recovery. We then heard from Devin Chandler's mother, who took the stand, calling Devin the jokester of the family, the one who pulled everyone through heartbreak. Now, Christopher Jones did not show that much emotion throughout the day today, but I did see him nodding his head in what looked like agreement while the Commonwealth was going over some of the aspects of the case during opening statements. Now, like I said, this sentencing is expected to last all week. Court will resume tomorrow morning at 9:30. For now, reporting in Albemarle County, Layla Mitchell, WDBJ 7.